family in which he's going to change all of what the righteousness of Christianity stands for. He's going to change it. Because once you break up the family, you done bust up Yahweh's people. That's his golden institution, the family. He's going to tear it up. Now, moving along, so I can bring this to a close. In verse 12, it reads, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings." That's going to be the EU, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. The EU is going to be the revived, that's the revived Roman Empire, the kingdoms that was there at the end of Rome when it was supposed to have fell. They have revived themselves in the EU. The EU have observatory status over the United Nations, meaning they're a part of the United Nations but not a part. They sit back and they observe that all that goes on through all the nations of the earth that's a part of the United Nations, and they governs it from behind the scene. They are the world's superpower right now. Let me go on. These have one mind and should give their power and strength unto the beast. They're going to push William forward. They go out there and give their power and their strength, their support behind him. But all of their power and support, as we read in the very beginning, their power and all comes from the dragon. He's who gives them their power. I'm going to call out the devil, but you're going to have to follow with me along. It may be in the 3rd part series, but I'm going to give you the name of the devil. Not now. I put my finger on him. Trust and believe. Verse 14. "These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the ruler of rulers and kings of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful." They that are with him. If you're not with him, you're not called. You're not chosen, and you definitely don't believe. In verse 15, "And he saith unto me, the waters which thou seest, that thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues." Basically, he's saying all those who are on the face of the earth at this time, or gonna be at that time. "And the 10 horns," verse 16, "and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire." The European Union do not like Catholicism. It doesn't like anything that does with the covenant. Any religion or any person that believes in the covenant that Yahweh gave, or believe in the 10 Commandments, these 10 horns do not like. And because the devil don't like it. And they're going to destroy anything that has anything to do with the covenant, because they have brought forth their own in the earth charter with their own ark, which is the Ark of Hope, built on the same diagram that Yahweh gave to build the Ark of the Covenant, in which some people try to say they found the Ark. But we know no one can find the Ark, because the Ark is in Matter of fact, let me read that for you real quick so that you don't think that I'm lying to you. In Revelations 11, verse 18, it reads, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth." That's very important, because this is a reversal of what the earth charter is about. "And the temple of Yahweh was open in heaven, and there was seen in his temple the ark of his testament." The ark of the covenant is in heaven. "And there was lightnings and voices and thunderings and an earthquake and great hail." Bam. So don't let them fool you and try to tell you that they have the covenant and they found it. No, it's in heaven, and it's not going to come back down to when Yahshua comes and bring it with him. Finishing this up, as I say, they're going to hate Catholicism and they're going to burn her. That's why Christians all over the world today are being persecuted. Those who call themselves Jews today but are not, all over the earth, are being persecuted. Anything or anyone has anything to do with the covenant will be persecuted. Verse 17, "For Yahweh hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, unto the words of Yahweh should be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth." The woman, now he said here in verse 9, "And here is the mind which has wisdom." Verse 18, "And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth." Where the Pope live and is reigning from is called Vatican City, which set on 7 hills, which is a government unto itself, has its own bank, has everything separate from the nations. That great city, Babylon. With that, I'm going to bring it to a close. Until next time, we will be dealing with this mark of the beast, because then we'll have to be going into the man of prediction, which would be next I will be dealing with, which also will be still dealing along with the false prophet, which will lead me into my third segment, the devil himself, that dragon. So I will leave you all with saying shalom, and I thank my son for helping me, and I would like to give out thanks to my cousin Elma, who I spoke with the other day, who just to hear her voice and just to talk to her lifted me up to bring me out of a state that the devil was trying to put me in mentally. I thank my brother's wife, Sister Basira, who also at the time just talked and laughed with me, had me take my mind off of the things of the devil, of this fight I have legally with him, in which I have to go at it alone. I can't even get any help from the judicial system. Been fighting this fight for 13 years, fighting this devil. 13 years, just about, since 03. 03 until now, 12 years. And all those whose prayers have been going along with me to keep me. I like to thank and give honor to Yahweh and to his son Yahshua themselves for filling me with the Holy Spirit to open my eyes to be able to see this, that it may be able to open someone else's eyes. Because the call is going forth now. Come up out of her, my children. Come up out of her. You have to drop Christianity right now. And I mean, not so much of dropping Christianity. You have to drop its ideology. That's what you have to let go. It's ideologies, ideology, but you have to let that go. Still have to keep the covenant and the commandments and all that was given, but you have to let this thinking and the perverseness and have to let it go. Because the same way here in the beginning as how the devil, he tried to work so close to Yahweh. There's no such thing as the Trinity. You can't find it in the Old Testament. And as I tell people when reading the scriptures, if you read something in the New Testament, you should be able to find it in the Old. If you can't find it in the Old, then it's nothing to it. It's false. There's nowhere written in the Old Testament about a Trinity. There's nowhere written in the Old Testament about a rapture. So, Yahweh gonna rapture everybody else. People who've sinned don't get him, but he gonna keep his own people here to go through tribulation who he said he loved. That ain't making sense. So, we have to be very open-minded to his word, praying and asking for the Holy Spirit. And with that, again, I say, shalom.